I manage my RSS feed myself? The best way to ensure your RSS feed works the way you want is to manage it yourself. However, this can be very time consuming, especially for pages with lot of updates. An alternative is to use a third-party automated RSS. RSS example. RSS documents use a self-describing and simple syntax. Here is a simple RSS document. RSS is written in XML, so all elements must have a closing tag. Elements are case sensitive. Elements must be properly nested. Attribute values must always be quoted. Syntax for writing commands in RSS is similar to that of HTML. The first line in the document. The XML declaration. It defines the XML version and the character encoding used in the document. In this case, the document conforms to the 1.0 specification of XML. The next line in the document identifies that this is an RSS document. The next line contains the channel element. Element is used to describe the RSS feed. The channel element has three required child elements. Title defines the title of the channel. Link defines the hyperlink to the channel. Description describes the channel. Each channel element can have one or more item elements. The category element. The category child element is used to specify a category for your feed. Element makes it possible for RSS aggregators to group sites based on category. The copyright element. The copyright child element notifies about copyrighted material. The image element. The image child element allows an image to be displayed when aggregators present a feed. The image element has three required child elements. URL defines the URL to the image. Title defines the text to display if the image could not be shown. Link defines the hyperlink to the website that offers the channel. The image for the RSS document above could be the language element. The language child element is used to specify the language used to write your document. It makes it possible for RSS aggregators to group sites based on language. The item element. Look at the following RSS document. Each item element defines an article or story in the RSS feed. The item element has three required child elements. Title defines the title of the item. Link defines the hyperlink to the item. Description describes the item. Furthermore, there are several optional child elements of item. We will explain the most important ones. The author element. The author child element is used to specify the email address of the author of an item. Note: to prevent spam emails, some developers do not include the author element. The author of the item in the RSS document above could be The comments element. The comments child element allows an item to link to comments about that item. A comment of the item in the RSS document above could be the enclosure element. The enclosure child element allows a media file to be included with an item. The enclosure element has three required attributes. URL defines the URL to the media file. Length defines the length of the media file. Type defines the type of media file. A media file included in the item in the RSS document above could be comparison between XML and JSON. Both are data interchange formats. XML is a W3C recommendation, but JSON is not a W3C recommendation. JSON is used instead of XML whenever transferring data to or from JavaScript. In XML, lot of bytes are wasted and more memory required by the parser to keep track of tag names of varying sizes. JSON keeps overhead down and requires less CPU usage when preparing the data. JSON also decreases the amount of code that must write. Comparison among RDF, RSS, and Atom. RDF, RSS, and Atom describes resources on the web, and all three are written in XML. Only RDF is a W3 recommendation. Neither one is used for data interchange. RDF uses strippers and it uses URIs to identify resources. Only Atom is a IETF standard. RDF uses vocabulary and RDF has a serialization format. Both RSS and Atom has web syndication format. RDF's file extensions are .rdf or .xml. In RSS, they are .rss or .xml. And in Atom, they are .atom or .xml. Comparison between RSS and Atom. While RSS has two main publishing protocols, Atom has one standardized approach. Best approach is Atom. When it comes to required content on a feed, Atom is much more restrictive, needing more data in order to be valid. RSS has a more loose approach. Best approach is both have their strong side. RSS requires escaped HTML or plain text, while Atom allows for other forms of data. This increases human readability of an Atom feed, even though it complicates the publishing process. Best approach is RSS.